The phrase "back after 13,000 years" conjures up remarkable images, doesn't it? It speaks of creatures long vanished from our world, seemingly returning from the mists of deep time. This idea captures the imagination, suggesting that perhaps the past is not entirely lost to us. It hints at possibilities that were once the stuff of pure fantasy, now edging closer to reality through the marvels of modern science and unexpected discoveries. This long expanse of time, 13 millennia, places us at a pivotal moment in Earth's history, a time of profound change and disappearance for many magnificent species that once roamed our planet. The very thought of their return is truly astonishing. One way an animal might return is through the ambitious field of de-extinction. This involves scientists using ancient DNA, the very blueprint of life, extracted from preserved remains. Imagine these genetic codes as an intricate instruction manual damaged by time, which researchers painstakingly try to read and repair. The goal is to use this recovered genetic information, perhaps by editing the genome of a close living relative, to essentially recreate a creature that has been extinct for thousands of years. It's a complex and challenging endeavor, pushing the boundaries of what we believe is possible in biological science, offering a potential, albeit complicated, pathway to bring back echoes of a lost world. Another, perhaps more immediate meaning of an animal being back involves the discovery of ancient remains, astonishingly preserved. Think of creatures encased in the frozen permafrost of Siberia, like natural time capsules. These animals are not alive, of course, but their bodies can be so perfectly kept, with skin, fur, and even internal organs intact, that it feels as if they have just stepped out of the past. Such discoveries provide invaluable insights into these extinct species, their biology, their diet, and the world they inhabited. They are tangible links to a bygone era, allowing us to study them in ways we never thought possible, almost as if they had momentarily returned to us. Finally, there is the thrilling prospect of rediscovery. This happens when a species, long believed to be extinct, is found to be quietly surviving in some remote, unexplored corner of our world. These are often called Lazarus species, after the biblical figure raised from the dead. Such an event is a joyous reminder of nature's resilience and the vastness of our planet's biodiversity, much of which may still remain unknown to us. It's not a return from extinction in the true sense, but rather a correction of our own understanding, revealing that a creature we had consigned to history was, in fact, a hidden contemporary all along, waiting to be found. Roughly 13,000 years ago, our planet was undergoing a period of immense transformation. This was the twilight of the last great ice age, an era known as the late Pleistocene. Vast sheets of ice, which had covered significant portions of North America, Europe, and Asia for millennia, were beginning their slow, inexorable retreat. As these colossal glaciers melted, they reshaped landscapes, carved out valleys, and filled Great Lake basins. The world was awakening from a long cold slumber, and the environment was in a dramatic state of flux, setting the stage for the ecosystems and climates we recognize today, and for the disappearance of many ancient beasts. This period was marked by dramatic climate change. Global temperatures were on average rising, although this was punctuated by periods of instability, such as the Younger Dryas, a brief return to near-glacial conditions. Sea levels rose significantly as meltwater poured into the oceans, inundating coastal plains and altering coastlines around the globe. Vegetation patterns shifted drastically. Vast expanses of treeless tundra and steppe gave way to burgeoning forests in many regions. Animals adapted to the cold, open environments found their habitats shrinking and changing, presenting them with immense challenges for survival in this rapidly evolving world. It was also a time of significant extinctions, particularly among the megafauna, the large animals of the era. Majestic creatures like the woolly mammoth, the woolly rhinoceros, the giant Irish elk with its enormous antlers, and fearsome predators such as the saber-toothed cat and the cave lion vanished from the earth. This quaternary extinction event saw the disappearance of a large proportion of terrestrial animal species, weighing over 44 kilograms. The reasons for these extinctions are still debated by scientists, representing a complex interplay of factors that led to the loss of these magnificent animals. Alongside these profound environmental shifts, another significant factor was the expansion and increasing sophistication of early human populations. Modern humans, Homo sapiens, had spread across most of the globe by this time, developing more effective hunting tools and techniques. there is considerable scientific discussion about the extent to which human hunting pressure, the overkill hypothesis, contributed to the megafaunal extinctions versus the impact of climate and environmental change. It is most likely that a combination of these pressures, varying in intensity from region to region, led to the decline and eventual disappearance of so many iconic Ice Age species. Some of the most evocative returns from 13,000 years ago come in the form of incredibly well-preserved mammoth calves discovered in the Siberian permafrost. Individuals like Lyuba, found in 2007, or Yuka, found a few years later, are truly extraordinary. These baby mammoths, often only a few months old when they perished, were entombed in the frozen ground, which acted like a giant freezer, preserving their bodies in remarkable detail. Scientists have been able to study their fur, their internal organs, and even the contents of their last meals, providing an unparalleled window into the lives of these magnificent creatures who lived so long ago. These icy tombs have yielded more than just mammoths. Researchers have also unearthed the preserved remains of other extinct Ice Age animals, such as ancient bison, horses, and even cave lion cubs. Two such cubs, named Uyan and Dina, were found in Siberia. Their bodies so complete that they looked as if they had only recently died, rather than tens of thousands of years ago. Each discovery of this nature is a scientific treasure, offering precious genetic material and anatomical details that help us piece together the complex tapestry of life during the Pleistocene epoch. These are not living animals, but they are powerful, tangible messengers from a lost world. Then we have the truly astonishing case of the coelacanth. This large, rather primitive-looking fish was known only from fossils and was widely believed to have gone extinct around 66 million years ago, at the same time as the dinosaurs. Imagine the scientific community's shock and excitement when, in 1938, a living coelacanth was caught off the coast of South Africa. It was a living fossil, a creature that had survived, virtually unchanged, for millions of years, hidden in the deep ocean waters. This remarkable rediscovery demonstrated that some species we presume lost might still persist, unknown to us, in unexplored habitats. Inspired by such discoveries and the advancements in genetic technology, several ambitious scientific projects are now underway that aim for a form of resurrection. Perhaps the most famous is the effort by companies like Colossal Biosciences, which hopes to bring back the woolly mammoth or at least create a genetically engineered elephant with mammoth-like traits, such as a shaggy coat and adaptations for cold climates. Similar projects are exploring the possibility of de-extincting the thylacine or Tasmanian tiger. These endeavors are at the cutting edge of science, sparking both immense excitement and considerable debate about their feasibility and implications. The scientific pathway to bringing an extinct animal back to life is fraught with immense challenges. Firstly, obtaining a complete and undamaged genome from ancient remains is incredibly difficult. DNA degrades over time, even in frozen conditions, breaking into tiny fragments. Scientists must piece these fragments together, like an incredibly complex jigsaw puzzle, and fill in any gaps, often using the DNA of a close living relative as a template. Then there is the monumental task of creating a viable embryo and finding a suitable surrogate mother, typically a closely related species, to carry the pregnancy to term, a process with many potential points of failure. Beyond the technical hurdles, profound ecological questions arise. If we were successful in bringing back a species like the woolly mammoth, where would it live? The vast mammoth steppes it once roamed have largely disappeared, replaced by different types of vegetation and ecosystems. Could these resurrected animals survive in the modern world? And what impact would their reintroduction have on existing wildlife and plant communities? There is a risk that introducing a species from deep time could disrupt delicate ecological balances, potentially causing unforeseen harm to contemporary environments and the species that currently inhabit them. This leads us to complex ethical dilemmas. Do we have the right to play God by reversing extinction? Some argue that if human activity contributed to a species' demise, we might have a moral obligation to restore it if we can. Others contend that our resources and efforts would be better spent on conserving the thousands of species currently teetering on the brink of extinction, rather than attempting to revive those already lost. There are concerns about the welfare of any de-extincted animals, and whether they could live full, natural lives in a world so different from the one they were adapted to. In conclusion, when we speak of an animal being back after 13,000 years, it can mean several things. It might refer to the tantalizing prospect of de-extinction through genetic science, the discovery of remarkably preserved ancient bodies that offer us frozen glimpses of the past, or the joyful rediscovery of a living species once thought lost forever. Each interpretation ignites the curiosity of scientists and the public alike, reflecting our deep fascination with the past and the relentless human drive to explore, understand, and perhaps even restore the wonders of the natural world that have vanished over time.